my mind, but the Mobile One V-twin at 20 W50 seems to be working really good. Seems smoother. Could be all my mind though. A placebo effect. There's one more. Yep. Yeah, the shifting is a lot smoother. Woo! Wee! So yeah, my daughter's at a Girl Scout camp because during the week is the time to go for most of these places. We're good. There's one more. One more. Oh, shit. One more. Just wait here. Yeah, here. One more. Yep, one more. Oh, hiker. Should be one more. While I was getting ready, there was a stream of hikers and mountain bikers coming out of the parking lot. It's a little bit later in the day, probably like 10:30 or so. To look at his GPS, see what time it is now. It is 11:13, so yeah, it took a little while to get ready. Plus I was talking to another guy at the parking lot, meeting people. I guess we could talk about the GoPro dongle. Hopefully it's recording audio clearly today, because the other day it was not. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. GoPro makes you buy a dongle, plug in a mic, and then it was all static. I don't know if the mic wasn't plugged in all the way. I mean, I swore I pushed it in and checked it. So hopefully it's recording today. Now I remember why I got the audio recorder. Kind of as a backup, because when it's two separate systems, although it's a hassle, when you have a issue, say with the GoPro audio, at least you can just put in the other audio. Or I should say how I work it is, if the task cam let's say I have the task cam plugged in and the GoPro plugged in. This is how I work it. Most likely if there's an audio problem, say with the task cam not recording, well, the GoPro is still picking up police engine noise, and if I'm going slow enough, it's going to pick up my voice, because the mic on it is pretty good, even though it's hanging out front of the helmet. It will pick up my voice decent enough on this type of stuff. Faster stuff where you have a lot of wind, yeah, it doesn't really work well. The built-in GoPro mic, but when you're going slow like this, it does fairly good. having the Tascam kind of gives you extra security that you're at least going to get some sort of good audio, decent enough that you could still do a YouTube video. And if you had to do a little voiceover in parts, you could do that. Doing a voiceover through a whole video for like 10 minutes means I probably just have to come up with a topic that probably no one wants to hear about. Do I want to go that? Do I want to do pipeline? Nah, I'll go up the normal. I might come down it, check it out this year first, you know, before I decide to go up it. Mount Rose I know enough, it doesn't matter. I don't have to like check it out. So having a backup for audio recording when you do YouTube does come in handy. Having bad audio just stinks, and not knowing why. Like today I checked really well that the mic was plugged in. I mean, if anything should be proprietary, I could see like a proprietary GoPro mic where it like attaches in a fashion that it's not going to come unplugged. A connector, you know, to the dongle. I mean, they made the dongle proprietary, so might as well have a proprietary mic, you know, for 25 bucks or something. Because like I said, then you won't have to worry about that aspect of it. If it's crackly today, fortunately I'll just have to go back to using the Tascam, which I might do in Tennessee anyways. Because on trails like this, if I lose some audio, lose a video, it doesn't really matter. It's pretty local to me. Now, another way I could do this is set my Sigma Prism to like the worst quality so it just records, but mainly use it as to record just me, my talking, no wires, and just toss that in my backpack, you know, or my jacket pocket if it's a colder day and I'm wearing a jacket. Don't know why GoPro doesn't think about the audio recording and build in wireless Bluetooth audio, so I could just hook up a comm, whether it's generic or the Sigma 20S Evo or the 30K or the SMH 10R or the 10C, whatever the case might be. Motovlogging is pretty popular, as you can see from Moto Madness. More and more people are into it, and we really need a solution. And Sigma gave us the solution with the Prism, but then they never upgraded it. They kind of got out of the whole camera thing. I think they saw that market was big, but they had a good thing going, and it's a shame. Whoa. I got tossed to the, almost to the left there. A corner that looks gnarly like that, never stop. Momentum. Yeah, that's a good thing to always preach. to new riders is just momentum. It might be scary looking. Put a little faith into whatever bike you're riding. It doesn't matter. If you're on a big GS and you see something on that road that looks kind of gnarly to you, just keep the momentum going. A lot of it is muscle memory too, from just riding a lot. Your body will react. So it's hard for somebody to explain to you really how they got over something and how they kept their balance. Because honestly, my body knows how to react. I'm not even like thinking about the dips and stuff that much, you know, while I'm talking. And over the time, talking while riding has become a little easier on this hard stuff. Always try to go over the obstacle. Could I drag that off? Maybe. But why not have an obstacle on the trail? Obstacles are fun. They let you learn. And the problem I always have with my right hand, it goes to sleep. It's like totally asleep right now. But I'm so used to it. I know how it feels to give it gas. Riding's mostly, getting better is mostly just riding more. Like, I've never been formally trained. It's just riding more, and you kind of learn what works. And for most people, you know, riding is going to work out the same for how you're riding. Especially if you are pushing yourself just to get better or to go and get over obstacles. And even street bike riding, you know, the more you ride, the better you get. You kind of learn what works and doesn't work. Now, some people like getting training and getting somebody to tell them, like, hey, stand on the pegs and preload and give it gas and do this, you know. I'm more of the type that I can watch something and I can analyze it like a hard enduro video, and I understand what they're doing to get over logs, and I've used that to better myself. I'm more of a visual person on some things, and other things I'm more hands-on. For example, I'm more hands-on like working on the bike, turning a wrench. You know, you get those guys that always say, like, stand on the pegs, stand on the pegs. If you watch most racing and stuff, they don't stand on the pegs the whole time. You know, you need to learn where you're standing on the pegs and where you can sit down and just give your legs a rest. Give your body a rest. You know? You'll get so many guys that think they have to stand for everything because it's so much preached on forms. I mean, I've seen guys on their bigger adventure bikes, whether it's a GS or African Twin or Triumph, Tiger, they go on, they're just on a dirt road like my Mount Herman road, and somebody has preached to them so much, stand on the pegs. They're like standing on the pegs for the whole road. I'm just thinking, what are you doing? It's not even a bad road, and we're not even going that fast. But I have a feeling they were preached to very heavily that they gotta always stand on the pegs. It's like, no, you don't. See, I just stood up for those whoops. Briefly sat down, stood up, sat back down, you know. Stayed seated. I don't need to stand for all this. And if you watch any extreme enduros or anything, the pros are hauling butt and they stay seated. I love when there's a group of people, and I make that kind of my challenge. Get the guy in front of me that is like standing. Like this I'll stand, because that, man, whoops, suck when you sit. But they'll be standing through this stuff, and I'll be right behind them, just, you know, seated in the seat, keeping right up with them. No problem. You just have to know when to transition. I kind of consider it like horseback riding. Posting, English. Not Western, but English. When you post, and when you do that, it smooths out the horse's stride. So, kind of like that. You have to know when you need a post and when you don't. Whoa, that was slick. So don't think you have to stand all the time, guys. I need to wake my hand up. Oh, I can barely feel it. It's so much easier to ride when you can feel your fingers.